Hi, welcome to my video on the review of linear inequalities, two variables. As in all my reviews, you treat the review as a quiz where there's a total score, and on this one is 27. So you can get blank pages and work out each question, and if you get it right, give yourself a mark and total up the bottom on each page, and when you're finished, total up all the pages, put it over 27. Divide 27 into whatever number you have and get a decimal and move a decimal 2 places to the right to get a percent. So let's do the review. This is the review on linear inequalities. Number 1, which one represents the inequality in the graph? So here's the graph. It's a solid line and shaded above. So all inequalities have the same slope and y-intercept, 2, -2, slope 2, -2, y-intercept, etc. So solid line is an equal to, and above is greater than, so B is the answer. Number 2, which one represents the inequality in the graph? And again, notice that this graph got a broken line, so there's no equal sign, so one of these is the answer. And since we're shading below the line, below is less than, so it must be C. And notice again that the slope is 1 and the y-intercept is 1 for each of these, so the graph depends on greater than, less than, equal to, or not equal to, so C is the answer. Number 3, which points are in the inequality y is greater than or equal to a half x minus 1? So minus 1 is the y-intercept. The slope is up 1, right 2. So notice this is the boundary line, and the boundary line is an equal sign, so it's solid. And greater than is above the line. So which points are equal to is on the line and above. A and C. A is there, C is not. C is not. C and H are down here, that's below. A and B, A is above the line and B is on it, so the answer is C. Number 4, solve for y. Negative 4y is greater than or equal to 8x plus 12. So solve for y means write it into y equals mx plus b form. And so we divide by negative 4, cancels. Because we're divided by negative, greater than becomes less than, equal to negative 2x minus 3. And notice if you get them right, give yourself a mark. Number 5, solve for y. Again, y is on the left and all the x and the constants are on the right. So multiply by negative 3, negative 6x plus 12, greater than negative 2y minus 16. 2y is greater than 6x minus 16 minus 12. 2y is greater than 6x minus 28. Divide by 2. So y, and divided by a positive number doesn't change. Greater than stays greater than 3x minus 14. And give yourself a mark. And there's 5 total for that page if you have them all right. Excuse me. Number 6, let's graph this inequality. Y is greater than or equal to 2/3 x minus 1. So again, y equals mx plus b. So the slope is 2/3. B is the y-intercept of a negative 1. So we plot the y-intercept of negative 1 first. 0 here, there's the y-intercept of negative 1. And the slope is 2/3, so we rise, we go up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. Again, up 2, right 3. And we use a ruler, line up the points. There. Equal to means it's a solid boundary line. through these points, and greater than the shade above. So that's the graph of this inequality. B, again we have y equals mx plus b. Solve for y, so we have a slope of -3, which is understood to be -3 over 1. The y-intercept is 2, and we plot the y-intercept first, which is 2, 0, y 0, 1, 2. There's the y-intercept. And we will go down 3, right 1. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. And we're going to draw this boundary line through these 3 points. And the boundary line is no equal sign, so the boundary line is broken. Broken line. And less than is below. Again, you can always check if you're shading right by checking the point 0, 0. So if you put 0, 0 in for x and y, and if it works out to be true, then that's where you shade. And again, 0, 0 is a point that the line is not passing through. Sub 0 and 0 in for x, if it works out to be true, then you shade it in the right spot. So by picking a point, and if that point becomes true in your inequality, then you shade it in the right area. But again, this is a positive slope. Greater than is above, less than is below. This is a negative slope. Greater than is above, less than is below. Number 7, y is greater than or equal to -2. This inequality could be written this way, but we normally don't. The 0x is missing. So it has a slope of 0, understood to be 0 over 1. And the y-intercept is -2. So y is greater than or equal to -2. That means your boundary line is a horizontal line with a 0 slope. So if we take a y-intercept of -2, which is right there, and the 0 slope means you do not rise, but you just run. So you don't go up or down, you run 1. You don't go up or down, you run 1. So this boundary line is a horizontal line. So there's the shading, is equal to, shaded in because of the equal sign, and greater than is above. So that's the graph of this inequality. And again, y equals a constant. Like if you got y equals 3, that's a horizontal line passing through 3. That's doing this, because the y-coordinate, the point is always 3. So in this case, the y-coordinate is -2 on the intercept, and there's the horizontal line. If you graph them correctly, give yourself a mark. That's 3 marks. And number 8, x is less than or equal to 4. Again, notice you have, this is a vertical line. So let's look at x equals 4. X equals 4 is right here. That means every point on this line has to be a 4. So x is 4, 0. X is 4, 1. X is 4, 2. So 4, 0, 4, 1, 4, 2. So when x equals a number, then we have a vertical line passing through where x is 4. So the shade in this vertical line, and because it's equal to the boundary line is vertical because it's at 4, and it's solid because of the equal sign. So there it is. And we have less than is to the left. Start at the line. So all the points on this line fit this inequality, and all points to the left fit this inequality. So there's the graph. And think about it. Try the point 0, 0 again. If you take the point 0, 0, x is 0 less than 4. That's true. So 0, 0 is true. So we're shading correctly on the left. Number 9, we have to simplify this equation first. In other words, solve it for y. And we have y's and x's, so we're going to remove the brackets. Negative 4x minus 8y less than negative 6y plus 6. And that's a negative 7. So subtract 7 could be plus a negative. So negative 7 times 1 is a negative 7. Negative 7x plus 9. So, simplify. The left side is already simplified. Let's simplify this side. Let's put the x first, the y next, and we'll add these up. So negative 1 plus, that's a negative 1, plus 8 plus 9 is 8. Going ahead of myself. Now the y's, we're solving for y in order to graph it. So negative 8y plus 6y less than negative 7 plus 4x plus 8. Negative 2y less than negative 3x plus 8. Divide by negative 2. They cancel. Y, and because I divided by a negative, the less than becomes a greater than. That is 3 over 2x minus 4. And let's graph this inequality. And the y-intercept, the slope of this boundary line is 3 over 2. The y-intercept is negative 4. So let's plot the y-intercept of negative 4. 0, negative, 0 is right here. There's the xy axis. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. There's the y-intercept. And we'll rise 3 and go right 2. 1, 2, 3, right 2. 1, 2, 3, right 2. So there's a no equal signs to the boundary line is broken. Got to make sure it's solid or broken. If it's equal sign, it's solid. If there's no equal sign, it's broken. And y is greater than is above this line. So that's the graph that fits this inequality. And again, check. Take 0, 0 and plug it in, and if it makes it true, then you're shaded in the right area. And there's one, you got that one right, you got 1 mark. Now here, if you solved and got the equation, you get 2 marks. If you did the graph correctly, you get a mark, and if you shade it in correctly, you get another mark. So 4 marks altogether. Number 10, find the equation of the inequality from this graph. So let's find the y-intercept. I always look for the y-intercept first. The y-intercept is 5. Okay. So what's the slope? So when you look at a graph, the slope can be found by rise over run. So we go, notice that this slope is going to be negative because it's slanting up to the left. So we go from this point down to another good point. So there's a good point, and there's another good point. So we'll go from this point to this point. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. So I'm going down 4, which is a minus, going right is a plus. So it's a negative 4 over 3 for the slope. So that means the inequality is y, slope is negative 4 over 3x plus 5. And the line is solid, and down, this is going down, so it's less than. So it's less than equal to. Going below the line is less than, and the solid line is equal to. And again, if you got the equation, you get 1 point. If you got the inequality right less than equal to, you get another point. And total it up, and a 7 for that page. Hopefully everything is going well. And turn this over. So number 11, find the inequality for all points above and on the boundary line passing through these 2 points. So 4, negative 3 is x1, y1. 8, negative 4 is x2, y2. So we need, to get the boundary line, we need the slope. So the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is negative 4. Subtract y1 is negative 3. x2 is 8. Subtract 4. Notice we have a double negative, so let's make it a positive. So negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1 over 4 is the slope. Now we need to get the y-intercept. So the equation is y equals mx plus b. So we have our slope of a negative 1/4. And what we need is one of the points. So let's take the point 4, negative 3. So to take the point 4, negative 3, which is this one, with this slope, you fill in the y to be negative 3. You fill in the x to be 4. And that's filled in. And you have to multiply. So negative 1/4, 4's cancel. I get a negative 1 plus b. Lead to b where it is, negative 3 plus 1. So b is negative 2. So the boundary line is y with a slope of negative 1/4 x minus 2. And the boundary line, this is all the points above. Above is greater than, and on is equal to. So 5 points, you get 1 for the slope, you get 1 for the y-intercept, you get 1 for writing the equation, and you get 2 for doing the inequality. Greater than, equal to 5 points altogether. Number 12, find the linear inequality for all points to the left of the boundary line through these points. So again, we boundary line have to have a slope. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, x1, y1, x2, y2. So that becomes negative 1. Subtract 3. x2 is 2. x1 is 2. So that's negative 4 over 0. And that's divided by 0 is undefined. That means when an undefined slope, we have a vertical line. And the equation of a vertical line is always x equals. But as x equals the x coordinate of the number that it goes through. But we have an inequality. So the inequality is x is 2. All points to the left. So to the left, remember now we have a vertical line. So just look. The vertical line is going through the 2. X is 2. So that's x equals 2. It's broken, and to the left is there. So to the left is less than. As you can see, if you plot the point 2, 3, x is 2, y is 3, pretend is right there. X is 2, y is negative 1, pretend is right there. You can see that these 2 points are on a vertical line, which is x going through the x is 2 right there. So it's an inequality. X is less than 2. And the last one, solve by graphing. Y is greater than or equal to 3. Y is 3 all the time, so that's going through y is 3. So that's a horizontal boundary line, and it's equal to, so it's shaded in. So we shade in the boundary line. There it is. And again, y equals a number is always horizontal, x equals a number is always vertical. And we have the shade y is greater than, equal to is solid, and above. So there it is. Okay. Now we have to solve this inequality. So 9x minus 3y minus 9 is greater than 0. Negative 3y greater than negative 9x plus 9. And we divide by negative 3. The 3's cancel. And because I'm dividing by negative, it changes direction. Greater than becomes less than. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is 3. Positive 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. So this inequality has a y-intercept, has a slope of 3, which is 3 over 1. Slope is 3, 3 over 1. The y-intercept is negative 3. So we plot the y-intercept. There's 0 zeros right there. So the y-intercept is negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Negative. And the slope is up 3, right 1. Up 3, right 1. Up 3, right 1. So we'll draw the boundary line going through those 3 points. And the boundary line for this is not equal to, so it's a broken boundary line. Okay, make it broken. There it is, broken. And y is less than is below the line. So this is below the line, is down here. And when we're solved by graphing, because it's inequalities, we can't name all the points, so we have to shade it in. So the solution is the double shaded region. And the double shaded region, remember this point is not on both lines. This point will satisfy this inequality, but it won't satisfy this one because it's on this line, but we can't have it on that one because the boundary line is broken. But all the points that I'm going to shade in here now, it's all these points that I'm doing shading in heavy. That's the double shaded right here. So you can see all these points. And again, this goes on and on and on. This goes up and up and up and up and up. So all these points over here, any one of these points makes the two of these true. And there's 4 marks. So if you graph both equations correctly, give yourself 2 marks. And if you named your solution, give yourself 2 marks, 4 marks altogether. So that's a total of 12 for that page. And if you have, just go back and get the first page, if I can find the first page here. The total on the quiz, or I call it after review, is 27. So put your score over 27, divide 27 into it, get a decimal, and move your decimal 2 places to the right to get the percent. And hopefully your review went well. And if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.